Being on dating sites during the holiday season is bad, especially when you have nosy family members, but things can go from bad to worse if the person you just met is a catfish. And that is exactly the plot of Love Hard. So as far as Christmas movies go, Love Hard is the pretty standard Christmas rom-com formula. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. But if you're like me, you also literally never get tired of seeing them, so you want to watch all of them. I don't really feel like this video needs a spoiler alert. Like I said, it is the traditional Christmas rom-com formula. We are watching for cuteness, people, not originality. Although this story does kind of put a cute spin on it with the whole catfish aspect. Basically what I'm saying is they're gonna end up together at the end of the movie, so you've been warned. So one of our main characters, Natalie, is one of those types of people who notoriously goes on bad dates. In fact, she goes on so many bad dates that she turned it into a job and she's now getting a bag because of it. And I really love that for her. Turn your lemons into lemonade, always. She writes for this blog that's called Always the Bridesmaid, which we know is kind of like a negative phrase to use for someone who has been in so many weddings but they've never actually been the one getting married. Hence, always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Which I feel like we're kind of moving away from that mindset because quite frankly, I know a few people who never want to even be married and are not waiting to be. She's on this Tinder-esque app called Flirt Alert. Pretty clever name. And her friend is basically like, girl, the reason that you haven't found a man yet is because you only have your location set to local area. You need to go out of state and get you a man. Is this true? If your local area is like a West Virginia or something, then you might need to go ahead and get you somebody outside of the state because you might not find nobody in a place that small. Is West Virginia small? I think it might be. Now, Natalie is in probably the worst situation ever because her boss loves the fact that she goes on so many bad dates because, again, she writes for this blog and they're making money off of it. He's that kind of character that, like, thrives off of someone's pain. He's like, your life is a hot dumpster fire, and that makes me happy and makes me money. But then Natalie's like, you know what? I've actually been on one bad date too many, and she wants to stop writing about how all of her dates are bad. So she's like, hey, I think I want to write about something else. And he's like, you will not write about anything else except your dumpster fire of a love life. I'm gonna need you to get on Flirt Alert and schedule 7 more dates for the next week because I'm making money off of this. Her boss is such a tool. I've literally never used that word for anyone, but I can't think of another word to describe this man other than tool. He's a tool. But the universe is on her side because just as she's ready to give up on dating altogether, she meets Josh, and everything about Josh is perfect on paper and over the phone. So they're texting on Flirt Alert, and then they start doing that weird thing that people like to do where they say, oh, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Oh, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, which I don't consider it to be a Christmas movie, and I don't know why people like to do that banter, but yeah, it's a whole thing. They start doing that. He says his favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually. She says her favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard. And I actually found out that Love Hard is a combination of those two movies. That's a nice little Easter egg or candy cane, if you will, about this movie. Sorry, I had to say that. So everything is going perfect, but we all know that when things are going perfect, that's right around the time when something is about to go downhill. Her friend is like, you have literally not said one bad thing about this man, and it's giving fake. So her friend calls him and is like, hey, we need you to prove that you're real. They call him and the voice is matching the face card. So they're like, he's legit. And then to solidify the fact that he is legit, he sends over a picture holding up her name being like, nice talking to you, Natalie, or something like that. Basically something with her name on it saying that, hey, the person you just spoke to is me. This is my face in the picture. This is your name. This has to be real. Or he's just really good at Photoshop, which she didn't even consider. And what's even scarier is that these days, all you have to do is ask ChatGPT to literally just make it for you. Dating apps are really about to start getting scary out here in these streets. So once she gets this totally and completely 100% not Photoshop picture, she's like, wow, this man is amazing and this is the man of my dreams. And this is where the movie really gets going. He's trying to be flirtatious and he's like, hey, I just met you and this is crazy, but I wish you were here for Christmas. She's like, say less, baby. And she's like, oh my God, this really is my man, my man, my man. So my good sis decides that she's gonna buy a plane ticket and fly out to his small town and surprise him for Christmas. I think my romanticization of small towns comes from seeing a lot of Christmas movies. They always make them look so cozy and cute and the snow and everybody knows each other. And here I am in just big ass LA where nobody knows anybody, but everybody knows everybody. And it's just don't hit the same. Like, small town me, please. Now, it is very important to remember that this man was joking. He was just trying to be cute and flirtatious, and she was like, oh, you're serious? I'm gonna fly out and surprise you. Her boss is obsessed with this idea because this could only go wrong. She's literally never met this man and she's about to fly out to see him. He could be married, it could be anything. So he's like, yeah, there's no way you're about to hop on a flight and surprise a man you've never met and it's gonna go well. Like, I will pay for your plane ticket. Get your ass to LAX expeditiously and write this story. Actually, this story is pretty much writing itself at this point. So she gets to the airport of this small town that literally only has one Uber driver and one Lyft for the entire town. And when she gets in the car, the driver is playing Baby It's Cold Outside. Now that becomes important for later because she hates this song. I feel like this has been coming up for a few years. There's some discourse. Is it Discord or discourse? I think it's Discord. There's some Discord about this song and the fact that it's a little SAE. So people were saying like we need to banish it, and she's one of those people. She's like, I hate this song. Have you listened to the lyrics? It's terrible. Now, I haven't really listened to the lyrics of Baby It's Cold Outside to really form an opinion on where I stand on this, but the opinion out there does exist that the song is a little SAE. So she's like, I'm gonna need you to turn this song off because I don't really fucks with it like that. Now, her first clue for the fact that this surprise trip was about to go downhill should have been the fact that when his mom opened the door, her face looked like she had seen a ghost. She was like, you here for Josh? Like, my son Josh? No one's ever here for him. Like, what are you talking about? She's so flabbergasted, but then she's so happy because he has literally never had a girlfriend in his life. And she's like, oh, if you're here to see him, then you can come on in. Like, she just lets this complete stranger into her house. Nobody questions it. I don't know. I feel like had that have been a black family, she might not have gotten in so easily, but they let her in. Now, Josh lives with his mom, his dad, and his granny. I'm black. I'll call grandma's granny, so I'm going to call his grandma granny. And they are literally all so taken aback by the fact that somebody is here to see this man. And they're like, wow, this is amazing. Josh has a girlfriend. I had no idea. Josh finally comes up from the basement where he lives. And that's not shade. Like, it's a finished basement. He's not like living in a cellar or something and like crawling out like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But he does live in the basement. When he finally comes out from the basement, they're doing this slow-mo. You know, she's getting ready to meet the love of her life, who's supposed to be this guy. But then she gets this guy instead. And she's like, the fuck is going on? Like, you literally sent me a real-time picture of you holding a sign with my name. And he's like, I'm just really good at Photoshop. And he's like, you seem really shocked. I don't understand why you're so shocked right now. Maybe it's because you've never dated an Asian guy.
Maybe I get it. You never dated a Chinese guy before and you're kind of in shock.
And she's like, babe, it's not because you're Asian. It's because you catfished me. And he's like, well, tomato, tomato. On a side note, I love that this movie has an Asian lead. I love seeing more Asian people in lead roles, especially after I found out that they've also had a really hard time in Hollywood, just as black people have had. So go off to the Asian community. Everything Everywhere All at Once was 20 out of 10 stars, and if you haven't seen that movie, you need to go see it. They deserved every single accolade that they got for that at the Oscars and whatever the other award shows are. Now, after finding out that Josh wasn't the guy in the picture, she does literally the only thing that you can do when you're in a small town, and that's find a bar to go to. So she hauls herself down to the local bar with her luggage and starts drinking. And as she has just ordered her drink, lo and behold, the picture walks in the bar. Well, not the picture, but the guy from the picture walks into the bar. So the actual guy's name is Tag. And it turns out that Josh, the catfish, and Tag, the real guy, were actually best friends growing up because they grew up in this town. And they went to school together, and, you know, they used to be ride or die besties. Which, I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Catfishing as your friend is kind of a new low. But yeah, the actual guy walks in, and Natalie's like, oh my god, I could still have my Christmas love story. Like, I gotta take advantage of this. Now, this bar is cute and cozy vibes. So they're having this Christmas karaoke night where, you know, people are going up singing their favorite Christmas song. But Natalie's like, forget all that. I'm trying to get a man. So instead of singing a Christmas song, she decides to sing, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. So she downs 2 more shots. These shots are not hers, but she kind of steals them from somebody else and is like, I'm gonna down these because I need these to sing this song. She's allergic to kiwi, and it turns out that those 2 shots that she just stole had kiwi in them. She's up there on the stage, facing away from the crowd, giving her best. Mary J. Blige, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, Michelle. And when I tell you I was on the floor laughing when I first saw this scene, I laugh even thinking about it now because it's absolutely so ridiculous. When she gets to the beat drop and the climax of the song, she turns around and her entire face is blown up like a puffer fish. Her face is giving extreme allergic reaction, and she's trying to be cute because she doesn't realize it yet.
Be respectful. She's conditioned.
She's crawling up to Tag. She's like all in his face, and he's like, girl, back up. Like, I don't know what's going on with you. When she finally realizes that her face is in fact giving Mrs. Puff, she runs outside because for some reason she decided to leave her luggage outside. I don't know. And she almost dies out there because she can't find her EpiPen. I know we always say couldn't be me, but I mean this with every ounce of my being. If y'all ever catch me outside in these streets trying to impress a man this hard, just go ahead and pull me off the stage because I am off my damn rocker. So Josh, being the only one that actually knows her, is like, girl, let me get you to a hospital. But because this town is so small, they only have a vet. So she wakes up at the vet and he's like, girl, you need to chill. Like, you putting 20 on 10, you've been a little extra. And she's like, I'm getting ready to go because I don't really appreciate that you catfish me. And he's like, wait, don't go. I'll help you get with the actual guy. I'll help you get with Tag. I just need you to do this one little favor for me.
I am not having sex with you.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Maybe you can just, pretend to be my girlfriend?
My family literally thinks I'm a loser, and they got so happy when you came around. So if you could just pretend to be my girlfriend, then we could fake break up later, and I'll help you get with the actual guy because I have been pretending to be him forever. He used to be my best friend. I know him better than he knows himself. Now, if your "this is about to go left" meter is going off, it should be, because he wants to help her get Tag while she simultaneously pretends that she's dating him and tells Tag that she's his cousin. Now, you know what? That sounds crazy as hell, but I get it. Families get a little weird around Christmas time. Some of them be all in your business, and I don't like how they be all in your business like that. So I get why he was like, look, my family literally thinks I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life. Just do me this one solid and pretend to be my girlfriend. Now, she really wants Tag because she's already fallen in love with this picture. So she's like, okay, I'll pretend to be your fake ass girlfriend. I wonder if there are people actually out here faking partners for the holidays. I mean, I know why people would do it, but I wonder if they are doing it. Actually, there's another holiday movie that's kind of like that, and it's called Holiday, also on Netflix. So they begin this plan to hook her up with Tag. Now, she has absolutely nothing in common with this guy. He's one of those super outdoorsy types. He loves things like rock climbing, and this is probably one of my biggest fears. I literally never want to date someone who's outdoorsy, because I'm not gonna go rock climbing with you. I'm not gonna go bungee jumping. Like, that's just not, I don't have that type of adrenaline rush in me to want to do stuff like that. So it's like my worst fear to be with somebody who's like, ooh, you want to go run a mile and then jump off a plane? Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I'll go hiking with you, but I'm not doing all that extra stuff. She starts to completely change herself for this guy because she's not that type of person either. Now, hold that thought. While that's happening over there, she's still over here pretending to be Josh's girlfriend. And she is hating every single minute of it because this guy catfished her. Until his brother and his brother's fiance show up. He's like, who's this random girl? Like, is this Granny's new nurse?
What do we have here? Oh, this is Natalie.
Oh, is she Grandma's new nurse?
No.
Ah, she must be in Mom's new book club.
No.
Natalie is your brother's girlfriend.
He's like, Josh's girlfriend? Like, I'm surprised that anybody would even look Josh's way. Basically, his brother is the biggest a-hole to ever grace the earth. Aside from her tool of a boss, and remember him because he's gonna come back later. But also his brother is hot. And this is when Natalie comes to a realization. Josh has spent his entire life being the less hot, less successful brother. And she starts feeling bad for Josh because instead of his brother being supportive and being happy that he has a girlfriend, he's instead treating him like no woman should ever want him, and he doesn't even know why Natalie's there, which is kind of true because she is faking being his girlfriend, but that's not the point. His brother's an asshole because his brother doesn't know that part. So yeah, they're dealing with that dumpster fire at home. How many dumpster fires are we at now? 3, 4? I've lost count. But meanwhile, Natalie is changing everything about herself to get in good with this guy Tag, including going rock climbing, and heights are one of her biggest fears. I know this movie's supposed to be like a cute Christmas movie, but there's definitely a lesson in here. Do not go changing yourself for somebody, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to sustain that for the rest of your life. And it's not fair to you to fake who you are, and it's not fair to them for you to fake who you are. I feel like I am still kind of unlearning some of that stuff, not necessarily in a romantic relationship, but in life in general, just learning to not kind of water myself down and be who I think people want me to be. Now, it turns out that Josh's family is into Christmas, really into Christmas. Like, they go caroling. It's giving High School Musical. It's giving Broadway. Like, they out there caroling, everybody loves them. And because Natalie is playing fake girlfriend right now, she also has to go caroling with them. And the obnoxious brother again takes every opportunity while they're caroling to try to upstage Josh. This is actually one of my favorite scenes in this movie. So they're singing in front of this group of people, and one of the group of people is like, hey, I'm putting in a request, DJ. I want y'all to sing Baby It's Cold Outside. Now remember, Natalie already feels a way about this song. So she's like, I'm literally not going to sing that song. It's giving SA. And Josh, being the sweetest guy ever, is like, we'll change the lyrics in real time. We'll go off top and just have fun with it. And she's like, oh, you want to rewrite the song like right now? Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, let's do it. And the cutest movie moment ever, they start caroling Baby It's Cold Outside and changing the lyrics to be basically a bop. Like, I want this version of Baby It's Cold Outside.
I've got to go away.
I hear ya, say no more.
This evening has been
Totally consensual.
And this is when the tables flip. They're not even turning, like they're literally flipped, and the movie is just full course ahead. Full course. Full speed ahead? Full speed ahead. They whole brother is like, nah, I ain't like how y'all did that little rendition of Baby It's Cold Outside. That went way too smooth for you, so I need to upstage you again. Me and my wife are having a baby. And Josh is like, dude, I never get to have a moment to myself. Why would you in this moment when everything's going well say you having a baby? Now I gotta outdo you because you're not about to take my shine like you've been doing all my life. So he decides to propose to the girl that he's literally not even dating for real. Please, no one ever propose like this. And I don't mean don't propose to your fake girlfriend. And also, why do you have a fake girlfriend? But don't propose to someone publicly if you're not sure that they're gonna say yes, because they're gonna feel obligated and forced to say yes, and that's never a good look. So Natalie officially gets upgraded from fake girlfriend to very real fiance. The grandma even gives them a ring because Josh doesn't have one. His mom wastes no time telling literally everyone via the town's newspaper, which leads Josh and Natalie to steal every newspaper in the town. I want to do shit like this. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, I could never go around in LA County stealing everybody's newspaper. I don't even know if we still have newspapers in LA County. So after they steal all of the newspapers, which basically has their engagement announcement in it so that Tag won't see it, they're sitting in the car catching their breath because they've been running all around town. And in this moment, Natalie's like, hey, Josh, let me see your original profile, because Josh's whole thing was he wasn't getting any matches when he had a profile as himself, and that's what led him to catfish his Tag. And I love this scene as well because when he shows his dating profile, it is clear as day why he wasn't getting any matches.
You're holding an axe. You literally look like an axe murderer.
What?
Okay, come here. Come here. Let's recap for a second.
If anyone out there has a dating profile that's yours, that you want me to look out, send it my way. I love rewriting people's dating profiles. Like, it's a hobby of mine. So this is about the point in the movie when Josh falls in love, or at least admits to himself that he is falling in love, which us connoisseurs of Christmas movies already knew would happen because the Christmas movie formula literally requires him to fall in love. Natalie is still completely oblivious because she's trying to get with the profile picture Tag. She's literally dating Tag and everything is going perfectly. They are out having steak dinners. And Josh is like, look, you seem really happy with this guy, so I'm gonna just go ahead and tell my family what really went down so that we can back out of this gracefully and I can save face, you can save face, and you can get with Tag. But right in that moment, they are led to a surprise engagement party. Now that steakhouse that Natalie was at with Tag happens to be like one of the only nice sit-down restaurants in town, and it also happens to be owned by Tag's family, so he's there. In fact, the entire town is there. Even Natalie's boss shows up because in true mom fashion, Josh's mom posted the announcement on her Facebook page, and because he is a blog company and is used to digging for information, he was following her Facebook page. So he shows up at the party and he's like, yeah, I wanted a front row seat for the nonsense that's about to happen here because I already know what's going down. Now, Josh's brother happened to see Natalie out on a date with Tag. So his mind is set on the fact that Natalie is cheating on his brother. Then he finds out by talking to her boss that she actually writes for Always a Bridesmaid.
What brings you here? I'm Natalie's boss. Really? Tell me more.
And he's like, oh, so my brother's just a story to her. Like, not only is she cheating, but she's using my brother. Not knowing that Josh is the one who set all of this off because he catfished her and he's been lying the entire time. And then they start doing that classic sitcom thing where they're running around the room trying to keep people separated. Oh, you're over here. Oh, you're over here. I feel like I've seen that happen in so many sitcoms. They're doing that thing. But then people want to do speeches because engagement parties have speeches. So Natalie, in an effort to still keep everything at bay, decides to step up in front of the entire room, essentially starts filibustering these engagement speeches. But she's a trash filibuster, probably like many people that we know, and she ends up just coming clean.
4 weeks ago, I met a guy online, and he looked like him.
She tells everyone that Josh catfished her using Tag's photos and that he promised to hook her up with Tag if she would pretend to be his fake girlfriend until Christmas. And in the process, of course, she breaks Tag's heart because he was really falling for her because she was everything that he was. They were the same person. She breaks Josh's heart because now everybody knows that he catfished someone. She breaks his family's heart because they loved her. And she kind of ends up breaking her own heart because she had also fallen in love with the idea of Tag, who she realized wasn't really that great in person. And for a moment, her boss is happy AF because he's like, this is an even bigger fire than I could have imagined. Like, I thought you were just going to come here and get your heart broken, but you got catfish and then tried to date the guy, and then that didn't work out. It's a whole thing now. And it turns out that even he has a heart, and he's like, girl, I love a good tea session, but this was even too much tea for me. And he's actually the one that gets her to realize that it's been Josh the whole time. Josh is the one who she stayed for. Yes, Tagged looked great on paper, but the person who she actually got to know over the phone, the person who she fell in love with, was Josh. And as she's back in her hotel room trying to write this blog and basically explain everything that happened, she gets a notification from Flirt Alert telling her that a new profile is available in her area. And the new profile that was just created is Josh's profile, with Josh's real picture and his real bio. And you could tell he's more confident in himself and ready to meet someone as himself. I've never seen Love Actually, but I think that the final scene in this movie comes from Love Actually. Natalie is outside with these cute notes written on cardboard, and she's pulling them, and they basically have these love notes written on them, and tells the story of how she thought she loved Tag, but she realized that the person she was really in love with was Josh, and basically asking him like, hey, I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you still down to like be with me? Please, like, are you guys okay? Because I'm not okay. This is the type of energy I need you to bring. I need somebody outside of my house right now with cardboard being like, it's you who I love actually. Please do not actually show up outside of my house. That would be really weird, and I will call LAPD on you. And to wrap up the whole Love Actually Die Hard connection, Josh responded to Natalie asking if he will forgive her with yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Basically being like, yes, I totally forgive you. Like, that's your favorite Christmas movie. This is my favorite Christmas movie. Let's come together as one. And they have their first kiss. And this movie just makes me so happy and cozy inside. I'm probably gonna go watch it again after this because, are you serious? Like, look at it. It's so cute. I want a damn part 2. Netflix, stop making a Christmas Prince and a Christmas Switch and give me a damn Love Hard part 2. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you haven't, I don't know. I think at this point, I don't really have to tell you to watch it. You should watch it. Right after you finish watching this video, go watch Love Hard and then come back and let me know what you thought of it. And I'll see you back for my next Vlogmas video. Bye! Seriously though, this movie is so super cute and highly recommend. And I also highly recommend Holiday, which I mentioned briefly in this video because it's also, again, standard rom-com formula, but it's gonna give the girls what they're looking for if you like a Christmas movie. Okay, bye guys. Discord, I'm sure most of us can imagine it. She writes for this blog that's this. So instead of singing, she finally realized that it was in LA town, and because he's used to going, and she kind of ended up